Hello, Hot Vibes, and welcome back to a recap of Ticket to Heaven, episode 4.
It was fluffy, except for
It was definitely a lot of fluff, but there was a good amount of,
tension.
angst, tension, traumatic backstory, if you will.
Very traumatic backstory.
So,
I was like, everything was kind of okay, depending on some, except for the flashback.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But before we get hit in the face with the Bible, how was your week this week?
That's a questionable one.
No, I know, but I'm also because I just watched this, I don't have time to pre-think of it. One.
All right.
And we were talking about the trauma flashback, so I was like, oh shit, that's all I can think of right now.
That was my week. Jesus Christ. My back has been annoying for the last week. So the injections aren't doing anything. I had to skip out on Wicked Game this week, which is really annoying because I want to sit down and film it. We watched the DMD lineup. Hell yes. Survivor 2 is coming, bitches!
Yeah, the videos on YouTube.
If you guys want to watch our reaction to all of them, they're on Billy's YouTube channel.
Well, they're on yours. Well, they're on all of ours. They're on mine, yours, and the B podcast.
Fair enough, because it says under collaborations. Yeah. So.
But it's doing very well in views.
Yes, I saw. I was like, oh damn, hello.
I think last time I checked was 12K or something.
So if anyone's new, welcome. Welcome. Excited for all of them. They all look great, but I'm gagged over Survivor 2 being a thing. Because I really, most of me, 80% of me went, it's one of those things where, you kind of, dream about something happening, oh, wouldn't this be cool if this happened? I would be, screaming, oh my gosh, and then you're kind of, imagining the whole scenario. So 80% of me was, doing that, which means it knew that it wasn't gonna happen. Because I was like, oh, whenever I think about stuff like that, they don't happen. It's just oh, wouldn't it be wonderful? And then 20% of me was like, it could happen, maybe. Was not expecting it. Was not expecting to be gifted that, so thank you, Demundi. But yeah, it looks great. It's gonna be very exciting for all of them. What else happened this week? I've been ill for the last couple days. It's not been great. I don't know if I'm sick as well as maybe getting food poisoning from Wendy's. Screw Wendy's. I'm never going back to Wendy's. Fuck them. Because it's been 2 days and I still feel so I'm wondering if they're two separate occasions and I'm just also sick or something like that. So been a fucking weekend, let me tell you. I sat down to watch the next episode of DMD Friendship season 1 and then I fell asleep and then I woke up in the middle of the judges reviewing their TikToks and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't even get to see the finished TikToks. And so I rewound and then I fell asleep again. I was like, I'll watch it later. So it's been a fucking weekend. Oh yes, the first episode of my show came out where I review groups every season, and so that's very exciting. I wanted to edit the next one and get it up by Monday. However, I don't think that's happening because it takes a long time to edit these videos. Because I was like, oh, I'll challenge myself to be more creative, and it turns out the editing takes much longer when you try to be creative. But it's fun. It's a good time. And I already know what I'm doing next. I'm not gonna say it because I probably have already said it, but I won't say it again just in case someone's listening and is like, ooh, but I want to know. Because I haven't even revealed what the other episodes are about yet. But I'm excited for everything that's coming up with that, so that's cool. I want to start other shows on Patreon, specifically Love for Love's Sake, which is a Korean BL, and one of the members of the group I'm reviewing in study group is in it. So I'm like, that would be perfect. I could start that. However, I can't even get everything else under control at the moment. So it'll be a couple weeks before that happens. But that's a thing. I'm on my last bottle of Oishi. It's really upsetting me. I've got this much left. It's very sad. I have to order more, but I can't afford that right now. When I can. How are you?
Nothing. But yeah, no, nothing really I guess it was a turtle in our driveway my brother saw. Took a picture of it. Yeah. And then ran away, or not ran away, but it disappeared later when we checked. Anyway, we got episode 4.
Yes.
We don't get a Bible quote at the very beginning. We get a little context of Master Pak asking
We got a Bible quote.
if he's... Huh?
We got
No, not right at the beginning. We start off with Master Pak asking Tanrak, have you ever had any doubts? Have you wavered? And this is when Tanrak's like, actually, sometimes I do have doubts. Then we get the Bible. No, not yet, actually. He actually then talks about how his heart's still, like, there's still, like, maybe something wavering there as he flashes back to the kiss. And then we get our Bible quote, which is, love is patient, 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7.
Good job. I was like, we got it.
Did I say it right?
There you go. Yeah, you did.
Okay, I didn't read it. My reaction was like, I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to try.
Corinthians. Yeah, First Corinthians is like the Bible verse that's always read at like weddings and stuff. Love is patient, love is kind.
Ah, yes. So then we see Tanrak is running a mass, I think. Is this what this is?
I think he's either running a mass or like he's like
reading from the scripture.
I'm wondering if like he has people come up to read from the scripture a certain words or something.
So he's talking about how Jesus said you should love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friend.
You see, this is something people need to like actually like remember when they talk about the Bible and fucking stuff. They were like, this isn't allowed, the Bible says so. I'm sorry. Have you read the Bible? Okay, the Bible is mostly about like love one another. That's what Jesus would do.
It literally said kill yourself or your friend.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I'm talking about the basis of most like scripture.
Right, no, I get what you mean.
Yeah. It's just like love each other because Jesus loved you. Love the way that Jesus does. That's the basis of the fucking Bible. And everybody goes, nah, that's not what he meant. What do you mean that's not what he meant? Who are you to be like that's not what he meant? You don't know fucking Jesus. Like read the fucking Bible. Take away from it what you will, but like the basis of it, you're ignoring it. Like a lot of people will ignore it these days in favor of their own fucking bigotry and discrimination. I will go off. I'll continue to go off. So continue.
Well, apparently we missed a Christmas party thing. It's afterwards and we're cleaning up for it.
It's after Christmas, yeah. We've time jumped a little.
And we see Tanrak is taking off all the ornaments, but find 2 E-Type CD available soon. Sheep ornaments.
I was like, E-Type CD immediately, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to buy those.
So there's 2 that are definitely gonna be on E-Type CD this episode, and then there's 1 that might be.
Yes, I have the same thought. I have the same exact thought.
I love that we're on the same page, and we both probably called out at the same time.
I was like, maybe that.
It's a maybe, but we'll get there. So then outside, we have Barth with Sherry, and we see pictures of the play. And she's like, oh yeah, you can take a picture if you want. And so we decided to take the one with him and Tanrak.
Of course he does. I honestly think Cherry is seeing some shit.
Oh, she 100% knows.
She's peeping it. Come on. Like, why else would she be like, here, take the bike. Go have a day.
Yeah, no, in that later scene, I was like, she knows. She's setting them up. She's doing her thing.
We love an ally.
Yeah. And then she's kind of like, oh, what? You didn't take one with me? Like, did the church not allow that to have a picture of a girl? And he's like, I don't know. I just want this one. He's
literally, he was like, I literally wouldn't even, like, think to ask. Like, I don't care.
I literally could not care less. But then, we get Pi, Sherry's boyfriend.
Yes, she's like, fine, he's my boyfriend. I'm like, he was right. She does have one.
Yes. Who I believe is Keen of a Sea Keen.
That's who he is. I literally was like, I feel like I know you.
I knew his face. I'm pretty sure that's who he is.
Okay, well here, let me.
Which is ironic because then we get another C later in the episode, but not the C of C Keen, the C of Jimmy C. But
bruh, I was gagged.
A whole thing, okay? Whole thing.
I was fucking gagged.
So then, Pi comes over, and Barth introduces himself, Cherry introduces them, and he asks if church scholarship boys are allowed to date someone, and he's like, probably not. Actually, I have no idea.
Because, see, this is the thing. Like, it's like that. In his mind, he's like, that's really not the most pressing issue about who I want to date. Like, it's if we are allowed to date, it does not matter because it's still not. It's the person I want to date still isn't allowed. Like,
Yeah. So then later we see Bart is looking at the picture, standing by the trash, and Tanrak comes over, and he tries to get the picture. And I like when he does get it, he's like, "Be careful, don't rip it. It's the only one I have."
it's like, wait, don't rip
It's
it.
a rare.
Like, precious fucking commodities, honestly, because there's like, you know, it's disposable cameras mainly around this time. If you don't have the most expensive ones, and also side note, I totally have a little book like that with all my baby pictures in it.
Oh, I used to have that too. I think I have somewhere in the house.
It's the really like plastic one.
Yeah, the one where you can slide pictures in and out. Yep.
Yeah, the small plastic one. I have one like I have no idea where the fuck it is, but I was like, oh my god. So like, yeah, this is a precious commodity. Like, you guys aren't gonna have that many pictures with each other, and if this is the first one, it's gonna be the only one for a minute. Unless,
well, to be fair, Sherry did say when they were talking about the pictures, she was like, I can just print more.
She did say she could print more.
So we can. She can always give us more. Tanrak's like, oh, I want it, and Bart's like, nah, it's fine.
No.
Yeah. So instead, he shows the sheep ornaments, and he's like, yeah, it looks like you. See, and he's like, okay.
He like pushes the ears forward too.
Yeah.
It's like, see, definitely you. What a nerd.
And this is where I said something that was really embarrassing.
Oh god, what did you fucking say?
I said, what are you gonna name it? Bart. I know, it was bad. It was bad. It was. I immediately regretted it too. I was like, no, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ!
It was so bad, but like, it was also right there. Yeah. So then Bart leaves because he's like, oh yeah, I gotta go help, otherwise they'll think I'm slacking off. But as he does, he snuck some flowers.
That was sneaky.
Into his pocket.
The way that like they shot it and he like moved backwards and then kind of like moved around, I was like, why is he moving like that? Why are they shooting him moving like that? It's because he was sneakily slipping flowers into his pocket. And side note, there are 3 different flowers that this could be.
Okay, I was wondering if we knew what flowers it was. I thought it was like maybe daisies or something.
My immediate thought was daisies, but that's because I fucking love daisies. Like, I adore them. So like my immediate thought was, oh my god, it's a daisy. But there are a couple it could be. It could be a feverfew, which I've never heard of in my life. It could be, let's see, it could be a feverfew. I think it was, chamomile, I think was the other one. Or a daisy.
Are any of them popular in Thailand, specifically in 96, 97?
Daisies do not grow commonly across most of Thailand because the tropical climate is generally too hot and humid for them. Fuck.
So not daisies.
I only love daisies though. I told myself in the episode though, I was like, I'm just gonna say it's daisies because that makes me happy. What about
Unfortunately, you are incorrect.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, look up what the other two. What are they? Are they found in Thailand?
Feverfew is not commonly grown or native to Thailand because of the temperate climate.
I'm
gonna guess it's chamomile because there's like chamomile tea that comes from like, I know,
right? Is
it India, which is a humid place? Not generally found growing in Thailand.
What the fuck flowers are in fucking Thailand?
Let me see. None of these are saying that flower. The plumerias are very different. Honestly, I think it's one of those 3. It's just the 90s. I don't.
I was gonna say, yeah, like, well, because I also want to know which one it was to look up if it meant anything.
That's a good point. Okay, let's see. Let's look at all of them and see what each of them mean. Innocence, purity, cheerfulness, and new beginnings. Very well could be.
Could be daisies.
That is very well could be daisies. We've got feverfew.
I like the name feverfew.
Feverfew, yeah, it's nice. Feverfew traditionally represents health, healing, and resilience. I see resilience a little bit.
I can see that.
It also famously is associated with the Victorian sentiment, "You light up my life," which is nice.
Oh, that sounds very much.
Let's see. What chamomile represent? Primarily symbolizes peace, calmness, and gentle healing. Its delicate appearance and soothing aroma make it a timeless emblem of relaxation and comfort. I would say less. I see like where they're trying to relax and chill, you know? The bright white petals reflect innocence while the golden center symbolizes vitality and warmth. So there's an argument for all of them, but I think the one that I'm most really thinking, and not just because I'm biased, is daisies.
Or I was gonna go feverfew.
Really?
Because I like what it represents the most. I feel like that represents them and their story the most.
I see health and healing from that area as well, because like mental healing could be like attributed to that after everything that both of them have gone through.
Right.
So I see the argument for those two specifically then. I see.
Yeah. I wish there was a way to like look up. Wait, can we do image search? Like reverse image search? If you take a picture of the flower, would you be able to figure out what?
I did
like,
not even think to do that. Chamomile. These appear to be chamomile flowers commonly used for making herbal tea, known for relaxation and soothing properties. Flowers have distinctive daisy-like white petals surrounding a raised yellow center. They are cultivated both for their aesthetic value in bouquets and for their medicinal or culinary uses. I did notice that when I was looking it up. It looked more like chamomile because the middle yellow bit was raised and the petals seemed to be going downwards like that, especially when it's in his locker. So I think they're chamomile.
So it's chamomile? Oh, then that was like the least one we wanted.
I know, but like in my head, it's a daisy.
In
my heart of hearts, in my soul, it's a daisy.
It's not. Well, now we know it's fucking chamomile. It's not.
That's okay.
There's
okay,
no distinguishing now. We did Google.
Here, what did chamomile represent?
It was like we were like, kind of work.
Let me.
It was almost like we were forcing it to work in our heads to make it sense.
In the Victorian language of flowers, chamomile represents resilience. That's a good. I feel like that's a good one.
Okay,
like
that's fair.
That's fair because it can be repeatedly trodden on and still pop right back up. It became a symbol of quiet strength and endurance, which I feel like Tanrak is definitely going through. But also Barth when he's like, he's trying to get through these fucking church services with all the religious trauma that he has. So I see that. Divine connection. That'll help. Ancient Egyptians dedicated the golden-centered blooms to their sun god Ra. In Norse mythology, it was known as the flower of the sun, sacred to Baldur, the god of light and joy. Yeah, I see it. And purity and patience because of the white petals.
Okay, so chamomiles.
Chamomiles. Even though in my heart it's a daisy.
It's a chamomile now.
I know, but like I love daisies. I don't like any other flower.
They're the same. It literally says chamomile and fever flower, whatever the fuck it's called, are like resembles daisies. They come from daisies.
They do. They resemble daisies.
It is almost like the sister flower of daisies, if you will.
I'll take that.
So yeah. they're all from like the same family, so it's fine. Anyway, then we see that father is saying that they have movie night tonight, and Barth asks Tanrak to sit with him. However, as we see, Tanrak is sitting right in between Kong Dek and Ryu. So he walks over and he's like, Ryu, move.
He literally, I love that he's like not worried about like being obvious or anything. He's just like, hey, go. He's like, yeah. Me? Like, yeah, move. I'm sitting here.
Also, before we continue, something about last episode I noticed that we didn't talk about.
Okay.
The ending scene. Remember that.
Trust me, I remember.
Okay. Someone pointed out, and I was like, oh my god, this is genius.
Is it what I think it is too? Because I noticed some.
Yes,
bro! Yes! I'm so peeved!
I think someone commented on my thing, and they were like, yeah, it's a confession booth scene. I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. I didn't even
it was like ding right above my head. I was like, bruh. I can't believe I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
It's genius. Because, like, honestly,
well, because
you could make the argument that.
So it's like full circle moment where it's like, oh, like you have you have a lot to confess for, and then he does. He confesses to him, and then Tanrak confesses his thing, which he didn't before.
Exactly.
So he started struggling with that.
Exactly.
They get the confession out.
And you only ever see Barth like from Tanrak's side, like you're seeing him through the confession booth, like from Tanrak's side. Like it's genius. It's so genius.
So then, as they are wrapping up, they're all going upstairs, but Tanrak stops Barth and says, "Let's trade blankets."
Bro, this is like I want to sleep next to you, but I can't. So let's just trade blankets so we feel like we're next to each other.
Yeah.
There's all of the little tiny things that they do to kind of like feel closer to each other when they can't do much is like really well thought out. I love the way they're doing this.
So then we get a montage. We start off with Tanrak drawing a chamomile, now we know, above his bunk, or above the bunk above him.
Underneath the bunk above him.
Right. Yes.
This, I swear to God, I hate flowers. You don't know me. This made me want someone to give me flowers.
I literally... I said, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of flowers, but I think the idea of just sneakily giving you something, doesn't matter what it is, but just like, or keeping it in your loggers for you to see, just like the idea of like someone doing that for you. It's proving
that they're always thinking about you. It's like, I gave you this because I thought about you kind of thing, which is so sweet. And like, I do want to like, I'll point this out because I have experience in like someone giving you something and like it being the thought that counts kind of situation. I remember one time I was in the hospital and we were having this like group discussion and everyone's parents were there and stuff like that. And my dad was there, and they were like, "Oh, what's one thing you like about your parents?" or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, my dad, whenever he goes abroad for work and things like that, he always thinks to bring me back something, like a little gift of sorts." And everyone's like, "Oh, he gives me presents. Oh, that's what you like. He always gives me presents." And I was like, "No, that's literally not what I mean. I mean, he always thinks about me enough to actually to get something for me."
Right.
And there's a difference, like. Because like if he brought me like a fucking like tree branch, it would mean like, oh, he saw this and wanted me to have it. He thought of me. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the fact that someone thought about you enough to give you a little thing in that moment, which is just so sweet. And him drawing the fucking flowers on his, oh my god, no, I was about to cry. I was like, bro, he can't like keep them in his eyesight at all times because they have to stay in his locker because you can't have things up there upstairs. So he drew them on his fucking ceiling. Okay, it's like his own, in a way. This honestly, I'm gonna draw a parallel here. It's like his own version of the like Sistine Chapel, where that like painting of the two fingers are touching. It's like his own version of that. It's like his own cathedral ceiling that he's creating with like, which goes honestly to the point that people are making that like Bart is becoming like this kind of like figure for him, like replacing like God, not replacing God, but like becoming like the thing that he believes in a way. So like the imagery.
Yeah, so we see that when I guess Tanrak's working on the crossing guard, he bumps into him and sneakily gives him more chamomile.
He's so good at that.
Well, I knew he was gonna bump into him as like a haha, like hey, like let's talk or whatever.
Like,
but like it
the
turns
flowers
out
a surprise.
Yeah. Then he kept it put it in his locker, and there's a bug. Sorry. And then he presses the flowers in the Bible.
Yeah,
which I think is symbolism for something.
It's got to be symbolism for something. Friends, let us know what you think it's symbolism for.
Yes, because I feel like it's really saying something that he uses. Obviously, Bibles are around here, but like to use it at like to press a flower that someone gave you, where you shouldn't really have those feelings for at this point in time. And
you could make the argument that it's like it's the only book that is truly his and not like something he has to return to the library. But like also, the symbolism is still there, you know?
Yeah.
Like
of like, it's almost like Bart or their love or whatever is in the Bible now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm making. Is like, it's
yes,
becoming his like belief. His belief is turning towards Bart. It's where it shows where his heart is turning.
So then we see in class, Tanrak's a little daydreaming.
He is in love. He is in love.
So he passes out all the booklets as Joe, aka C, is walking by. He's like a
I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? I was like, where's Jimmy?
I was gonna say, do we think Jimmy's gonna make a cameo at some point?
Bro, I wonder because like the way C's character was talking, he was like, it's really hard, it's kind of quiet over the summer. So part of me wonders if like he's gonna eventually like come clean to like either Tanrak, because Tanrak is worried about like his situation or something like that, where he's like, actually, yeah, same. Also, this is my boyfriend, and I don't actually belong to the seminary, but like I'm still like helping you guys towards there. Like, I don't know. Like, there could be a way to go with that.
Yeah, because I was thinking like maybe, and because we also know Jimmy and C starred in Last Twilight, which was also directed by Off, so it wouldn't be that big of a jump to have both of them make a cameo. So then, as class leaves, Bart leaves, and Kongdek wants to talk to Tanrak about his grade and what was written on his folder, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go," and leaves.
Yeah, he fully just like he doesn't even go, "Oh yeah, let me look." He's too like wrapped up.
He's down bad.
All his brain is thinking about is Bart. Like he can't think about anything else right now. He's too in love.
Yeah,
infatuated.
So then afterwards, we got the senior guiding juniors seminar, which is where C comes in, or Joe. But Bart goes over to another table. And for a second, I thought Tanrak was going to go over there. But he does end up going with Joe and kind of talk with him. And he's like, yeah, no, the seminar is a whole different world. Now, it's really hard. It's tough. It's hard work.
Yeah, because like I feel like Tanrak later was like, oh, I looked into his eyes and he felt like he wasn't wavering at all, and I was like, I disagree. I was watching him talk about it, and he seemed like he was wavering a little bit on like certain things, like the way he was saying, "Oh, it's quiet." So like the way he was saying certain things didn't feel 100% sure.
Well, he literally says, "It's so quiet, I sometimes wonder what I'm doing there."
Yeah, it's like Tanrak. I think we're seeing things that maybe I'm wondering if he's seeing what he wants to see, or he's seeing what he feels like he needs to see, and just like kind of skipping over what's actually there, which is that he's not 100% sure, because like Tanrak feels like he has to be 100% sure, and so he's like, well, he must be, because he's like the golden child, and in reality it's very much the opposite, maybe.
And yeah, so we do see a lot of wavering a little bit there. And then we get another Etai CD future project of Ticket to Heaven candles.
Yes, I think I glanced for a second. I thought it said Ticket to Heaven on the top, and it does, but like I didn't fully see it, so I was waiting to see it again before I said anything. And then like it wasn't until the next scene where I went, nah, yeah, these keep popping up. They're going to be on Etai CD.
So Tanrak smells it, and he's like, "It smells familiar, but I can't figure out." Barth smell it. He smells it and says, "It smells like Father's room."
That's interesting. I was like, why do we know that?
Well, I mean, they obviously go in there.
I'm wondering if they go, oh, like his office.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they
meant not like
his
his bedroom.
I don't know. They said his room. What was I supposed to think?
Like his room, like his office. Maybe he's living in an office. I don't know.
They should have said his fucking office then.
Like his little like private quarters where they spend time.
They should have said office then. I was like, how would they know? I
don't know.
I was so confused.
That's what I thought at least. And then we find out that break's coming up. New Year's break. And Klondek comes in.
Yes.
And he says, like, "Hey, what did your thing say?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't really look at it or whatever."
Like,
and then he gives him the thing because he left it there and he forgot about it. And he's like, "Oh, I thought you like." He's like, "Oh, I thought you would take this more seriously."
Yeah, he like throws it down too. He doesn't place it. He just goes, like, "Thought you'd take this more seriously." And I'm like, "Oh, ow, okay, bitchy." But also, like, I think this is just like how his feelings are manifesting. Of like, I had a best friend, and suddenly he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and again, I'm still holding out hope that maybe it's like a crush thing. Oh, but regardless, it's jealousy, like of a platonic or romantic sense.
He's so confused because it's like this happened out of nowhere. He's like, so we were joined at the hip, and suddenly I don't see you ever. Like, and suddenly you have a new best friend.
It's also not just him not spending time with him. It's him forgetting his booklet and daydreaming in class. All
things
the
are changing.
He used to be such like the honor roll student. And he's seeing him slip. And I am wondering if, obviously I feel like Klondek probably knows the whole reason Tanrak's here is to get into heaven to reunite with his parents. I think he's also worrying he's straying from that path of not being able to see his parents again. And, being his like best friend or possible crush, I don't know. If he wavers too far from that, he might be worried that he won't achieve that.
He's probably, it hurts that they're not talking about it either, like, especially that Tanrak's not, like, confiding in him, because all that he can think is, like, well, if his goal is to, get into heaven and see his parents again, then whatever's happening right now must be negative if it's pulling him away from it. Like, this is, like, oh god, is he okay? Like, I'm worried about him, because obviously this is his main goal. So if something's pulling him away from it, it's something bad that's happening. So obviously, the fact that they're not talking about it and communicating about it, because Tanrak probably feels like he can't, then it's just going to raise more questions in his head, and he's just going to go immediately towards well, I should probably help him, even if, like, it's the jealousy plus, like, oh god, I have to help my friend because something bad is happening. And it's manifesting like this, which, like, yes, bitchy, but also, like, he's a teenage boy. It's going to manifest like this. They don't really communicate, probably, as much, but, like...
Especially in the 96, 97...
That's what I said, especially in the fucking 90s.
Yeah. So then we see Klondek and his family come over. And they drop off some oranges and dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit, yum.
I've never had dragon fruit. I've never had dragon fruit to fruit. I've had, like, dragon fruit drinks. I've never had dragon fruit to fruit.
I've never had the actual fruit. I've had the drinks and stuff like that, but I've never had the actual fruit. I do want to try it. Sounds really good.
So badly.
On the list when we go to Thailand, we're gonna have a dragon fruit.
Well, I feel like we can buy some here. Well, it's not like it's
could, but it's also like, I mean, in Boston it's probably easier. Here I fucking can't. I don't know where the fuck a dragon fruit is. How am I gonna find a dragon fruit?
Maybe at the grocery store in the fruit section, maybe.
No, it's in this like backwoods, middle of nowhere, surrounded by trees, American suburb? No. Okay, there is no dragon fruits here. There's potatoes and oranges. Okay, there's no dragon fruits.
Maybe you haven't looked hard enough.
I have. I go to the store all the time.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure I don't see a fucking dragon fruit. I feel like I would have noticed.
Well, next time, look. Because maybe you weren't looking for it. Now you know to look for it. Next time you go, just like scan all the fruit.
You know what? When we're in New York, let's find a dragon fruit.
Let's find dragon fruit in New York. Okay. And yeah, the parents thank father for giving Kondak a scholarship for a bright future. And he's like, no, don't thank me. Kondak works very hard. He deserves it. Then gives out the ticket to heaven scented candle that will be on the CD in a few weeks. And also a calendar.
A calendar. Is that a question mark for you, or was it something else with a question mark for you?
Something else was a question mark for me.
Okay, this was a question mark for me. I figured probably not. I think I was leaning towards not for this. I think I know what else was a cross for you. But like, this was like, maybe, but like I feel more the candle.
Yeah. Candle and sheep, definitely.
Yes.
And then we see Kondak's mother be like, oh, it's a shame you couldn't come with us, Tanrak. We thought you were going to stay with us again. But gives him a gift.
Yes.
Which is a shirt that may or may not be on Itai CD in a few weeks.
Oh, that's what you were thinking of. Okay, I was thinking about his necklace. Tanrak's necklace.
The rosary beads?
Yeah, but it's not a rosary.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
What necklace?
Remember I texted my mom and I asked, and I was like, do you wear rosaries around your neck? And she was like, no.
No, definitely when you sleep.
No, she said, no, you don't typically wear them around your neck at all. Catholic.
I think he does.
Necklace.
Have a cross on it.
I guess it just says rosary necklace. So I guess there could be rosary necklaces in general. Maybe it's just like a newer than when my mom was a kid or something like that. People wearing them around their neck.
Could also be a Thai thing too, as we know. Like,
could also be.
We can't exactly compare the American version to the Thai version as well.
Yeah, there are differences, but
so yeah.
But yeah,
I love the shirt because I know a lot of the BLs have shirts that are like, oh, this is gonna be available.
However, I will say it looks more like a traditional Thai shirt, and I do know that like if you compare and contrast, Tale of a Thousand Stars had a shirt like that, and I don't think that was available.
Well, that's why this was the maybe. You know what? Maybe.
It was the maybe. It was the maybe. But like the candle and the sheep, definitely.
Definitely. Just wait, yeah. So then we see that Barth sees the shirt, pulls out. He's like, "Oh, this is nice, but why do you look so sad?" And she's like, "It's just coming back. Like, I forgot my book. Relax. Like, it's not that big of a deal. When he comes back, we'll forget all about it." Obviously not seeing the bigger picture here. That it's not just about the book.
It's not just about the book. The book is a symbol.
Yes. And Bart's like, "Why don't you wear it when he comes back so you can have to make up with him?" And he's like, "I'm not making up with him." And I'm like, church boy forgiveness is a thing. Why do you all suddenly not want to, like, that kind of took me by surprise, because I'm like,
I'm wondering if what he means is not like, oh, I'm not making up with him, like we're never going to be friends again, or if he means something like, I shouldn't be the one to do it, he should be the one to apologize.
No, exactly, and that, but still, I'm like, I thought God was all about forgiveness and like doing all that shit.
However, we have seen that he's wavering.
Well, that's my thing. That's my point. Is that he has been wavering to the point where it's like, no, I'm not gonna forgive it. It's like forgiveness is a big part of that. I thought, and he's like, no. I'm like,
he's thinking of other things right now. It's not the first thing on his mind at all.
Yeah.
Which is really showing why probably Kondak is upset.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, well, what if I punch him in the face? And Tanrak's like, you don't need to do that. And so he's like, here, pretend the shirt's him. Punch it.
He's making him smile again. It's so cute. He even says, like, see, you're smiling now. I'm like, see? That's always his goal.
But then Master Pa comes in and knows of these two and says to come to the library.
He gives them
I think Master Pa knows too.
I feel like he knows something. I was saying in my reaction, it's really interesting because there isn't even a confirmation that they're even like somewhat dating or anything like that, but just the like thought that maybe it could be is already turning people like against them in a way.
There with them.
The vibe is there, and it's already making people like look at them differently. It's like, yikes. So it's, this is gonna turn. This is gonna take a turn next episode. I just know it.
Yeah. So we see in the library, Master Pa's talking about Joe, how great he was at everything. He was the hope of their class. And then he kind of like, hey, everyone else kind of go in the back. I want to talk to Tanrak. And this is where he asks. He's like, are you wavering at all? And he's like, yeah, there's something in my heart that's wavering a little bit. He asks Master Pike, he's like, have you ever had doubts? And he's like, I have doubts all the time. In my class, there are only 2 of us.
Yeah. Honestly, it's human to doubt things. It's just like...
Oh, I fully said, like, I'm sure anyone in this situation in real life has had doubts at least a little bit in their life.
I'm sure. That's what faith is built on, because faith is the definition of faith, which I don't know the exact definition, but I feel like the definition of faith would be like having doubt in something, but then pushing forward anyway. That's the basis of faith. So like, if you don't have any doubts, then do you really have faith in a way?
And we see some flashbacks with Master Pak, where I'm guessing he wanted to be a football player.
Yeah, that's what
he has all sorts of posters on his wall. We see a picture of him up playing football. We know in the previous episode or maybe a few episodes ago, he was playing football, trying to get Barth to play football. He's very into that, and I'm guessing his wavering is wanting to do that.
Yeah, that might be.
I
like the way this is cut.
Yeah, I was also slightly wondering though if Great would make another appearance as well. You know, with like the whole Jimmy C, maybe Great Bright thing might happen.
Yeah.
But I wasn't fully sure on that because it was just all about football, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Because when he said there was only 2 of us in our class, I was like, oh, is he the other one?
Yeah, when he said 2, I was like, I wonder who the other one was.
Or maybe the other one's Joe.
I don't know.
Were they in the same class? I don't think so. Cause
I don't know if they were in the same class. No.
I don't know.
So, I'm curious.
I don't know. But with all the football stuff, we do cut to Bart playing football as well.
Yeah. Kind of like frustratingly playing football, just trying to get his like emotions out in a way.
Because
he heard him say all of this. Yeah, he hears him say, like if I had to choose, like I would always choose God, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna cut to Bart now because he heard that, and so it's like, it's really begs the question of like, oh God, like what are we doing then? Like,
and then Matchbox asks him questions like, you got to figure out what am I living for, and then we cut to Bart back on the field, and he kind of collapses, and I have to Google something because I had a thought.
Okay.
I may have made this up in my head, or I feel like I heard about it somewhere. Okay, I was right.
Okay.
I was fucking right.
About what?
In the shot of Bart lying on the ground, he has one of his knees up, and he's like laying out. That's the pose of Jesus on the cross. I looked it up to make sure that Jesus' leg was up, and it did say yes. Most likely, Jesus' leg was up on the cross, help him support and stay up.
Ooh, that's like kind of like a past and foreshadowing of like Bart being the one who's kind of like persecuted in the situation because of all of this and because of his feelings. It's like, oh, that's good. That's a
I knew I remember that from somewhere, but I was like, where's that from? I know that.
Where do I know that from?
And I wasn't even sure if I was right, but I was like, yeah, that is.
Bro, I'm telling you, every shot is so thought through and thought about. Every position, every like choice is like thought about so impeccably. Like it's like they really take time to think about every single decision they make, which shows me that like they care about the show a lot, everyone involved. And so like no matter how this ends, I'm like, this is obviously a passion project. It was done with love. I love it.
So we see Bart and Tanrak there in the church alone, and Bart says like, yeah, you know what, when no one is around, it is pretty quiet. And he's like, is this so quiet? Have you heard the voice inside your head? And then we cut to Bart putting the mop and bucket back. But as it comes out, Tanrak's right there.
He scared me a little bit, not gonna lie. I was like, oh shit. Came out of nowhere.
And yes, he's like, oh, were you waiting for me? And he's like, no. And Bart asks, he's like, when you said you were wavering. He's like, yeah, that all it was, just a little wavering. I.e. the kiss and their relationship. And we see that Bart grabs Tanrak's arm and his hand, and it's like trying to like hold his hand and like keep him close, but Tanrak's hand like, you know, like trying to pull away a little bit. And then Tanrak says, when I'm near you, I can't control myself. Also, he has glanced at his mouth many times in the scene.
Bro, let me tell you, and it was in this moment that I was like, because I rewatched that last scene a bunch of times, watching other people react to it, and I'm like, this boy cannot take his eyes off his lips.
I'm telling you, it's a thing.
It's a thing. Like
kiss someone.
Of course it does. He's like locked in. Like every once in a while he'll look up, but it's like, oh, right there. Like that's right there. Those are like he is locked into those lips, bro.
Yep. And then Barth has probably the best response to the whole, oh, I can't control myself when I'm with you. He says, but are you happy?
Yes. I'm like, that's what matters. Are you happy?
And he says, yeah, I am.
I'm glad he was honest enough to be like, yeah.
Yeah. Barth kind of tried to like hug him, or maybe kiss his neck. I wasn't sure at first.
I think it was more of a hug here.
Yeah, he's like, Barth, and he's like, oh, why are you calling my name so loud? I'm right here.
You miss me that much?
Yeah. And then you do hug. With light coming through the shade.
Bro, the light coming through was like killing me. I was like, this is such a pretty shot.
Yeah. So then outside, Tanrak tells the story about when he was younger and he came here. He cried the first day in the dorms. He cried every day for a while. But he was embarrassed to do it in the dorms, so he went to the bathroom. And Tanrak asked, if you had a choice, would you pick this path?
He pretty much immediately says no.
Yeah, and then it's like, no, I'm not telling.
Yeah. It's kind of, and I at this point pretty much knew. I was like, well, it's probably because he doesn't really know what the other path was, but he knows that it would have involved his parents being alive. Because the only reason he's here is because they died. So it's like, again, brings back the point that all of this goes down to his parents. Like, that is the core of everything that he's doing. He just wants to see his parents again.
So then Barth decides to sleep on top bunk. Because he still wants to know what his another path was. And he's like, no, I'm still on Tom. And he's like, well, can I stay up here? Or, no, he actually asked, can I sleep next to you? And he's like, you really want to be that close to me? And Barth's like, yeah, without you I feel lonely.
Fair enough.
And so he reaches his hand from the top bunk. And he reaches and their fingers touch.
I peeped that in the trailer and I was like, oh, this is about to be so goddamn good.
And then we cut to the painting of that. Where
they cut to it. Just in case you missed it, they cut to it. And I'm like, yes, this is immaculate.
Yeah. And then we get a Happy New Year sign.
Yes.
So it's 97 now. 97.
It's about to be 97. He said people need help for the New Year's party or something like that. So, is it 97 now or is it? It's like a New Year's party.
Maybe they were setting up for it. I thought it was just. Maybe. I
think it was something that they needed to set up for or something. So I think it's like gonna be 97.
Okay.
Oh no, I missed 96 already.
Well, 96 not gone yet. Apparently, I thought it was. I guess it's not.
Okay, that's okay. We still get 96 for like a little bit.
Yeah, I'll probably go next episode though.
Oh no! That's my year!
Well then, Master Pak asks for any volunteers. And Bart's like, I'll do it. And there's a long wait before Tanrak's like, I'll do it. I was like, is he not going to do it?
I think there's two reasons for this. Part of it was like he was fucking with him, because the little smirk on his face was really funny. He was like, you're wiggling, aren't you? Yeah, I'll do it. But also the other part is like, if he was too eager about it, it would have been very noticeable. Like, if he would have been like, oh yeah, me too. Oh yeah, for sure, me too. Like, everyone would have been like, damn, okay, you agreed to that fast. You really know this. So, I feel like the wait was probably to be like, oh, I guess I'll do it. I don't actually want to, but sure.
So their first job, and only job we see, is cleaning chairs.
Yes. So
we see Barth trying to clean those chairs when really just splashing Tanrak.
Again, the same thing happens. Like, he looks annoyed at first, and then with the second one, he starts to smile a little bit. And like, that's always his goal, is just to make him smile, which is like, you're happy.
So then, Bart's like, yeah, no, I'm just cleansing your sins. And Tanrak's like, okay, well, let me do it for you, because you need your sins cleansed like
you got a lot. Let me put some butter on you.
So they start fighting over it as, Sherry and Pie.
Wait, I just came up with something. They're cherry pie.
Hey.
That's really cute. That's hella cute. I actually like them. They're actually adorable.
I like them, yeah.
They're so cute.
So they're like, what are you doing? Is this song on? Which I loved that. I was like, hey,
I was like, hey.
We know what happened.
You gotta do what you gotta do. At this point, like, no, we're not going that far.
Well, later. So Cher's like, here, you can take the bike. And originally Pi stops her, and he's like, wait.
He's like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah. But he's like, just fill up the gas tank when you're done.
Yeah. If you're going places with it, you gotta pay for the gas.
Yeah, fair.
Fair.
And she also gives them her Walkman, too.
Mm.
And they continue to clean the chairs. And they're like, what? Like, should we really lend them my bike? She's like, yeah, it's fine, let them have fun. And he's like, a troublemaker and a scholarship kid making trouble aren't the same thing. And she asks, and she's like, oh, well, if you were a scholarship kid, would you still date me? And he's like, yeah, of course.
He's like, what, you're gonna go join them? And then it shows them in slow motion, like, playing around. I'm like, nah. It's like, you know what? I don't want to be a third wheel. They can.
Yeah, we see they're still playing and splashing each other with the water. Very Moonlight Chicken of them.
Very Moonlight Chicken.
Very Moonlight Chicken. Then we see them on the bike. They go and buy what was the tape called? Dog Man?
Bad Dog, I think.
Bad Dog? Oh, Mad Dog. Mad Dog. They buy that cassette. So then they ride off on their bike and they pick up what I'm assuming is donuts.
I thought they were gonna do the thing from the OST, but they didn't.
Well, this is the location of the OST at the lake.
I think it's like possibly, yes. I'm pretty sure it was, but obviously not the same filming. Like they did their own like films of that. But like I was like, I thought they were gonna do the thing. They didn't do the thing.
And we see Barth go to the dock and just shout, and we see Tanrak do the same.
I want to do that.
Which I feel like is very much Tanrak finally like letting loose, being a little wild maybe, and kind of like holding everything in, just like screaming and letting it out. So then we see that Barth's listening to it with both headphones in, so Tanrak takes one and puts it into his ear, and he's like, oh, you really like this song. And he sits up and starts singing it, and then offers him an apple. And Tanrak says no. Oh my god,
I'm a dumbass! I'm a fucking dumbass!
I was gonna say, was this at all a reference to Adam, Eve, and the snake and the apple?
I'm a fucking dumbass. Oh my god, the second you said apple, I went, oh, apple, no!
Yeah. Because we see, because Tanrak says no. Tanrak doesn't take it, and Barth does.
Barth does. However, later, I will say now that this is all coming to me. Thank you. It's all coming. It's coming to me now. We do see later a shot of the apple with a bite taken out of it.
Yeah, because Barth takes a bite of it.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay, that means like okay, but I mean like in the context, the fact that it's like focusing on the apple later when we just see a shot of it that a bite was taken out of it. It's like okay, so someone has given in here. There's like one person is ready to give in. We just gotta wait for the other person to.
Well, yeah. Well, Barth. Well, it could be like Barth ate the apple. He's committing the sin, quote unquote, and then later we see, if you will, Tanrak take a bite of Barth, which also could be giving into the quote unquote sin of
we also
temptation.
See. Well, you know what? That's later. We'll talk about that later because like there's more I want to talk about later.
Yeah,
but,
we'll get there.
I'm so peeved. I didn't notice that. I'm such a dumbass.
I literally was like, is this thing? Because I was like trying to wonder, where does Adam and Eve? Is there a lake where Adam and Eve takes place? Like, is there like a lake there?
Well, remember in The Next Prince.
Yeah, we went on a deep dive about that.
He did that painting called Eve's Garden or something like that. Was there a lake?
Look up waterfall too. See if there's a waterfall as well.
No, doesn't specifically mention one. Instead, the environment is described as a lush garden watered by a single river. There is a river that flows out of Eden and splits into 4 separate headwaters.
And then Tanrak starts reading something from the cassette about the you left in the blanks.
Yes, it's what the song is about, kind of, in a way.
Okay, yeah. Because he starts thinking about his parents when he talks about that.
Yeah.
And he does wonder, would he still be on this path if his parents were alive?
That's what.
And I thought that same thing, because it's like this whole reason he's doing this is to reunite with his parents. But if his parents were already alive,
what would he be doing?
Would he need to?
Exactly. Would he be here? Would he be doing this? He has to ask himself kind of like in his heart, like, is he doing this because he wants to be closer to God or because he wants to one day be close to his parents? And the answer to that is in if his parents were alive, what would he do? I think he really needs to think about that in order to find that answer.
So then Barth starts talking about how he wants to be a gold medal hero like Tanrak. Don't know who that is. And then Tanrak brings up the fact that he's good with computers.
Yeah, he's
"Yeah,
like,
I
I'm
should
not
open
good
a
at
computer
anything.
shop."
He's like, you're good at computers.
And you should be like, yeah, I should open a computer shop.
Yeah, vibes.
Well, we
Watch
know
us flash back
computers
to
are going
the
to be very
present.
big in the future.
Yes, very true. Maybe in the present we'll flash forward and or flash back to the present.
Honestly, when I'm thinking about how he was in the future, he did look like a computer person.
Because he had glasses and was older.
Yes. But it.
I was like, okay.
But now knowing that he is very
that's
good with computers and the tech stuff, I do feel like he could be.
It fits him. It fits him. I see that.
Yeah. So then we're at the waterfall, and we see that Barth used to come here. He even carved his name into a tree. Spelled it wrong, but carved his name into a tree. It says Bath.
It does. It does.
It's got the R.
It's okay. It's okay, honey. You were a child. The second I saw this, I didn't say it in my reaction. I'm so annoyed because I said it later, but like when it already happened, I was like, you know what you should do? Carve your name right next to it. I was like, I didn't say it when it was happening, and I was like, fuck, I keep forgetting to say shit. Probably because like I just woke up and was like, bleh. But
yeah, so he says he used to come here with his mom and dad, and that when he was younger, he used to think his family was normal. Turns out that was not the case. Apparently, his mom used to always come home with bruises, and he one day asked her, why stay together if you're not in love anymore? And she didn't answer. And he originally thought it was because they stayed together for him, which is what I said before he said that. I was like, oh, probably for you.
It would have caused him at least like some, like, in that moment before he found out the truth, probably would have caused him some like guilt or like in a way, like, oh, it's because of me that she has to go through this or something.
Right. But turns out that's not the only case.
No.
It's also because she was scared of the sin of divorce and feared that God would punish her if she left her husband.
Which originally I was like, well, it makes sense. He's not a fan of God then, right now. But then it went even further, and I was like, oh, we are traumatized by religion.
Yeah, so we get a little flashback dinner scene with Bart and his parents. And he's, they do the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. And then as his father's trying to continue, Bart starts eating, and he's like, hey, slams his hand on the table.
Slams his hand on the table, bro.
Right next to the Bible. And
really poignant, actually, because it's very much going like, it's focusing on like his hand slamming right next to the Bible. It's kind of posing the question of like, is this something that the Bible would be like, yeah, this is fine? Or is it a very different scene? Like, is this a book of love and then a hand of hate? Or is it like, is it the same thing? Like,
and he's like, hey, we're not done. And he's like, oh, sorry. And they have to restart, do it again, say grace, all that stuff.
He has religious trauma for sure.
Yeah.
Also, so next Prince Dad.
Yeah. Also, the Until We Meet Again mom.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh my god.
Next Prince Dad, Until We Meet Again mom.
So many people.
Yeah.
Literally, this episode was just chock-a-block full of people.
Oh my god, I know. So many
people showing up. Oh my god.
I counted 4.
There you go. 4 people.
But then his dad learned the truth. And throwing down the magazine. And he starts yelling, and he starts throwing like light books at him, like like little probably the magazines. Fine.
Yeah.
Then he gets the Bible out, and I literally said, "Don't hit him with the Bible. Don't hit him with the Bible," and he hits him with the Bible.
Honestly, fair enough. I would not want to. I would not be okay with like going to church all the time and be like, okay, I'll willingly accept God if all that happened to me because in the name of God or whatever by someone who is trying to like follow him or something like that. I wouldn't want to do that either. So it's fair enough that he is like doesn't want to believe right now or doesn't believe at all.
And we also see that this is what caused his scar on his eyebrow.
Okay.
I've noticed that since the beginning, but I wasn't sure if Gemini just had a scar on his eyebrow or if it was in the show. I was like, wait, is that something? And like, I noticed in the first episode, but then when we flash back to the fight, we see it's already there. So I was like, okay, no. So it wasn't there. Maybe it's just a Gemini's scar. I don't know. But seeing it here, it's like, yes, that's where it came from.
Continuity. They remembered shit like this.
Yes. So then the mother takes a candlestick and starts bashing into her husband's head.
I think initially here it was like, I need to protect my son. And then as she was going, it was like you horrible man, you've done so much to damage both of us.
It
Like,
started off as self-defense, and then quickly took a turn of,
yeah,
I want to kill you.
I want to kill you. What you've done to us, I can't forgive it. And like, it's all those years of her like shielding herself and kind of pushing her feelings down to make sure that she like survived. It all came out in this moment.
Yeah, and we do get the shot of the bloody Bible.
Yeah, that's quite a poignant shot as well.
Yeah.
Again, similar to the Bible and the hand slamming down next to it.
Right. And Barth said, my dad died and my mom went to jail.
Yeah. It's honestly, because in the pilot trailer, it wasn't mentioned in the regular trailer or up until now in the show. So I was like, I wonder if they changed it or if they kept it. But in the pilot trailer, someone does say, oh, your mom's in jail or something like that. So I was like, I knew there was a chance that his mom was still in jail in the show. And from episode 1, we know that there's a possibility that his father found out he was gay. But I did not realize how connected those two were until now.
Yeah, because we were talking about, we were like, wait, why would he like make it known that his son's gay? Like, wouldn't he try to hide that if it was really an issue? Turns out there's a bigger issue than that.
There's probably no hiding it because there was murder involved, death involved. It was
oh, it was probably in the news when it came out.
It was probably on the news, so there probably wasn't any hiding it, no matter how we wanted to, you know.
Yeah. And Bart asked Tanrak, "Are you still going to ask why I don't believe in God now?"
Yeah, it's like fair enough.
Yeah, he's like, I used to pray for my mom to stop crying, for things to get better, but he never did, and maybe he just thought we deserved it.
Honestly, I wouldn't. I would think I felt abandoned at that point as well. Like,
oh, for sure.
Forgotten by God, especially.
Yeah. So Tanrak plays a hand on his shoulder, and he's like, I'll pray to God for your mom.
I really love this because Tanrak is not saying like, well, let's try and ease your way back into it. Let's try and like see if we can get you believing again. He sees that he is in pain from it, and he goes, I'll believe for both of us then. You don't have to. Like he accepts that he may not want to immediately, and I'm like, thank you. I love that because also even if you don't believe, it's nice to hear that like someone is praying for someone for you, like things like that. Because I'm not a believer. I have tried church many a time. It's never really been my thing. And I remember, gosh, I don't even remember what it was for, but like, could have been for my muscles. It was for something that was like hurting me. We were checking on me medically. And we went to this like holistic place. And I had never been here before. And I was like so excited to be like, oh, finally, I'm going to get like some sort of diagnosis or something that might help. And I went in and they had not told me beforehand that they couldn't take my insurance. I thought they said that they could. And so like I burst into tears immediately and just was like, Mom, can you come pick me up? Because this was a very short visit. I didn't even go in. And so I walked out with her and was still crying. And someone followed us outside, an older lady. And she was like, hi, are you okay? And I was like, no, it's just a lot right now. And she was like I could not talk. I was crying so hard. And she was like, okay, can I pray for you then? And I was like, okay. And so she kind of stood there with us and like held both of our hands and just like sat there and like prayed with me. And I was like, I don't believe in God in that way, but that was a very comforting thing that someone just like, again, it goes back to like, it's the thought that counts. Like someone having the thought to like, let me do this for you kind of thing. It was so kind of her in that moment. So like seeing Tanrak do this for Bart is just, oh, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I think to add to that, I like what you're saying. It's almost like that's all they can do. Like that's like essentially it's like I can't help you physically, I can't help you any other way, but the way that helps me, I can try to use that for you. I can try to take time out of my day, pray to who I believe in to help you get through this tough time. Which I do think is like a really nice thing to do. Like if people do that, like great. Like even if it's not someone who believes it, it's still like nice to be like they want to help you, and that's how they think they can.
Exactly.
And that's I think a good thing.
In my mind, like that's whenever I see people like online being like, oh, the Bible says you're not allowed to do this, so you can't be gay, blah 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 blah, or like using the Bible to create laws that discriminate against people, I always try and remember that woman, because that in my brain is like that is like religion in terms of like the Bible and stuff like that to me. That someone sees someone in pain and goes, let me see what I can do to help. That's it. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be based around hate or judgment. It's just someone wanting to help someone else in the way that they feel like they can. And so whenever I'm feeling like discouraged with the world, I always try and go back to think about that woman, because I'm like, you know, humanity's not doomed. People like that exist, you know, who just want to help.
So then, Bart has a nerve after telling him his traumatic backstory. It's like, oh, what's a gloomy face? I'm like, bro.
I'm like, what do you mean? I just heard like a really upsetting backstory about you, bro.
Yeah. So he's like, nah, I want your first trip to a waterfall to be fun. And so.
And it is.
Yeah.
He does make it fun. Again, this goes back to him just wanting to make him smile, even if it's like at the cost of him like shoving down his feelings.
Right, and this is his first time at a waterfall. And he's like, I want to make it memorable, and if you ever want to come back, let me know. And I'll be there. If I'm wrong, let my house blow up.
There you go. The house that no one lives in?
I guess so, yeah. And then we see Tanrak do like a little picture thing. Takes a picture of waterfall, then of Bart, because he's like, I want to remember this.
He's taken in the memory. He's trying to record it.
Yeah, so then we see that they play around in the water for a bit. And we see they take off their shirts. And this is where, with the rosary bead necklace, Tanrak's kind of like holding it and like,
Yeah, it's like he's looking at it and then he looks at Bart and it's kind of just like focusing on both things, and it's like, it's almost like the choice is being presented to the audience here.
Well, he does take it off.
He does take it off. That was something I noticed at the end when it
Yes.
kind of flashed through images. I was like, oh, he took it off.
Yeah, and they slide down the rock into the water. They're playing together in the water.
I've always wanted to go on a natural water slide.
Yeah. Is this? I didn't talk about my reaction. Is this the same place in Until We Meet Again?
That's a good question. Let me see. Let me see what I can find.
Okay, because I would like think about it. I was like, wait, is that? And then you start sliding down the water. I'm like, I know they did that in Until We Meet Again, but is this the same fucking place?
It looks kind of similar. You can judge by you can do a judge side by side since you have it up. It looks like it.
The one in the bottom left. So which one is this from? Is this from Until We Meet Again or Take It Out?
Until We Meet Again.
Okay. It's hard to tell, I will say that.
Natural landscapes often are. But also, they have been moved. They probably have eroded certain things over the years and things like that. But it's not that many years between. But still, it could have changed. The natural landscape does change.
I'll say yes for now, just because I want to. So then this is when we cut to the shots of the bitten apple.
Yes.
And the rosary bead necklace taken off with their shirts.
She takes off. That and that's when we noticed that he did take it off. Like
we do a zoom in on it. Yeah.
We do a zoom in on it, so it's like an afterthought of like, by the way, he took it off.
Yeah, and then on a tree we see it's Barth Tanrak.
He wrote it down. He scribbled it into the
tree.
His name. I was like, damn it! I was gonna say he did it.
And that's where our episode ends.
So it ended okay. It ended happily. Which means I'm scared. Because like we see the fact that he took off the rosary was kind of like, it seemed like the show saying a decision was made in Tanrak's mind. And he went towards Bart instead of like keeping the necklace on. He took that off and went away from it. But also like there's always a chance that that decision could be reversed depending on like what comes out and how people react to what's presumably going to be someone figuring out what's going on. So I don't know, I'm scared. Because like next episode is episode 5, which is basically the episode 11 of a 6
I was going to say that's like penultimate episode, which is when things take a turn.
I'm scared. I don't want it. I literally was like, let me just live in this happy bubble for just a little bit. Just a little bit, please. Don't take away my happy bubble.
It's going to be a rough time probably next week. Yes. But MVP for this episode? 3, 2, 1. Bart.
Yeah. I feel like with Bart, like, it's probably not a good thing that he's shoving down his emotions, but I feel like it's still, you know, at least positive for Tanrak in a way, that, like, Bart seemingly throughout the episode, like, when things were bothering him, he'd kind of push them to the side and just be like, I just want to make sure he's happy first. Like, definitely worry about yourself, but I feel like that's not his base instinct, because he doesn't want to think about everything that's happened. But I feel like Tanrak's probably going through, like, so many decisions in his head that he has to think about, and Bart seems to be making that a lot easier for him to really, like, think about, just asking questions like, are you happy? And really think about, like, all of this, and it's I like the way that they're going about his character in this episode. He seems so sweet. I just hope he learns to take care of himself too.
Yeah, I agree. I did also like the fact that we saw, Bart kind of, give him the flowers a little bit. Yeah, and also to explain to him why he doesn't believe in God, and or why it's, I think, easier to not believe in God than believe in a God who doesn't like you or is punishing you, essentially.
Yeah, which
So.
part of me also wanted to give it to Tanrak as well because of his reaction to all of that. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
to push
right.
him. It wasn't to push him at all. It was just to reaffirm what he believed and just stay true to what himself believed. So I like the way he went about that as well.
Well, that was our recap of Ticket to Heaven.
Yes.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. I'm scared.
Yeah, next week is the penultimate, which most likely means that shit's about to go down.
GMM TV, don't do it to me.
Yeah.
I know you do it, but don't do it to me.
They're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a.
It's gonna blow up.
It's gonna be bad. I don't know how, with who, because
exactly.
At this point,
it
seems like everyone's clocking something at this point.
It's the question of, is it going to blow up? Is someone going to see them and tell everybody? Is no one going to tell anybody? Is it just going to be like one of their friends quietly being like, hey, knock it off? Or is it going to be just like something said by one person that really makes Tanrak back off emotionally? I don't know. It could go any way with the way things are going so far. It could either be a big blow up or a small subtle thing that just makes him retreat.
Right. I'm still wondering if Kit is gonna come back.
Yeah, where the fuck
and cause trouble.
He's still suspended?
I think he's suspended for what he did, so.
It could still only be suspended until maybe they could have said until after break.
That's the thing, yeah, for the rest of the year, pretty much, which.
It's about to be after break.
He'd come back. Master Pak, we think, knows what's going on, and he's like.
Yeah.
It seems like he was almost trying to not stop it per se, but he was definitely
think about it.
Yeah, he was definitely hey.
Before you just make a crazy, before you jump into things.
Right. Kondak might even, at the very least, bring up how close they are and how he's almost a bad influence on him because he's doing better in school.
Cherry knows, but she could be an ally.
I don't think we have to worry about her. I don't think we have to worry about her or Pi. I think they're fine.
I think she might be a safe space if something does go down. At the very least.
Yeah, maybe Father will bring it up. I don't know.
I don't think Father is peeping anything. I think it's mainly because Master Pak is the one who's kind of around the boys more. So I feel like he's peeping it and probably definitely won't be telling Father about it. I feel like it's more of him talking to Tanrak and being think about this first. But judging by the pilot trailer and the official trailer, I think Father's gonna find out because Tanrak goes to him and says, can I just double check? Is this a sit? So I'm wondering if that's how it's going to play out here or if they maybe changed it or what.
Yeah, well, we'll find out next week.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, so stay tuned next week for our recap of Ticket to Heaven, Episode 5, the penultimate episode.
Oh, no.
We will see you all then.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.